Hi, I'm George K. and this is my father Niels.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Father and Synthesizer. Today we have yet another build from Ray Wilson's Music from Outer Space. And this build is the phaser, the phase shifter. Or how did he actually call it?
Something like 8-stage phase shifter, something.
Yeah.
Kind of. At least that's what it does.
So what a phaser does it takes the original audio signal and shifts it a little bit. Shifts the phase a little bit, so and then mixes it together. So when you hear the audio again, you hear this phasing sound. That's why it's called a phaser. It was used on guitars, mainly invented many years ago with tape machines, and has since then been a staple in popular music, and used for guitars and drums as well as synthesizers, like we do in this example, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, right here we have the Music from Outer Space phase shifter. Let me just play a sound, filter wide open, 3 oscillators, a bit of white noise. Now let's add the filter. Now let's change the waveform to a ramp. Work it up to 8 stages instead of 4. Now you can see we have 2 outputs down here. We have out 4 and out 1. Out 1 is whichever stage you select here, and out 4 is always output of stage 4. So you can do this sort of pseudo stereo sound with. It doesn't sound all too good. The levels aren't quite matched as they should be, so I'm not going to show it off. It's still work in progress. Instead, what I'm going to do is create a little more decent sounding sound, a little more subtle, and then let's record a little jam with it. Also, let's add some control voltage from the MIDI LFO, synced to the project tempo. Let's go. Let's change the bass sound a little. now that you've heard the phaser and the little jam, let's talk about the struggles we had with this module, because it's been in the works for a very long time.
Yeah, we originally started Christmas holiday over a year ago.
Like 2018 to 19.
Yeah, and this was one of the projects where I thought, okay, let's do it quick and dirty. Ray Wilson did all the pain points, he worked out the design and so on. So what can go wrong, right?
Yeah, it was originally planned to be in my live rack, back when that was still the main thing we were working on many moons ago.
Right. And so I designed a PCB for that and populated it, and it didn't work. So all my bug tracing, debugging, oscilloscope work, it just did not work.
Nope, down the drain with it all.
And that was a point, at some point, if you don't see any progress anymore, you just put it aside.
Yeah, so
that's a clean head and put it aside.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Yeah, just put it aside and let it rest. And then these Christmas holidays from 2019 to 2020, you got the bug again. We had been working with a lot of digital modules and you wanted to do something more analog. So you grabbed the old phaser and made a new PCB?
Yeah, I made a new PCB, same design as before, as with the old one, but I got material which is a bit sturdier, where the copper plating is a bit thicker. So all in all, I thought, let's build a new PCB. And what I did is I took the parts from the old one and migrated them to the new PCB. So desoldering on this side and soldering on the other side.
Yeah, and each one of these processes, you took the part that you used and actually measured if it was correct.
Right. And that way I found that a year ago I exchanged or misplaced two resistors.
So they
for
were
example,
way too high.
one was supposed to be 1 kilo ohm and it was 30 kilo ohm. Okay.
A bit problematic.
Yeah, not good.
And then came the main issue.
Now then, yes, right. Once a new PCB was populated, I decided to, since it's 8 stages and there are 2 stages in one LM13700 chip. I decided to start with one chip, so the first 2 stages, and actually after the first stage I got an audio signal. That was new. Yeah,
at least
I was
something.
very happy. And after the second stage the signal was gone. After debugging, measuring and so on, everything seems to be perfect. I even created a new LT Spice model for this.
Just to check if that circuit should work.
Yeah, not that I did not trust Ray Wilson, but sometimes better you double check. Everything worked perfect, except my real life example did not. And so finally I took the chip out, replaced it by another one, and now even the first channel did not work anymore. Okay, now I was becoming suspicious. The third chip, beautiful, both stages work. And the fourth chip also, the 2 first stages work. So in the end, I had to get 2 more chips out of the box, and with all 4 chips populated on the board, it worked. In the previous attempt to get this to work, I had 2 defective chips I didn't know about, which probably was the main culprit why it didn't work at all.
Yeah, that would do it.
Right.
Probably could have saved the old PCB and you just replaced the chips. But anyway, we got a working unit now.
Yes, and I was so happy. This has been bugging me for quite a while.
Now we'd like to share some thoughts with you. Because last week, 2 weeks ago now, we sat down and after we filmed the video, sat down and had a bit of a chat.
I looked at the old Mark II PCB.
The Ray Wilson SoundLab Mini Mark II.
Which is now more like a reminder of how we started to do DIY synthesizers, and it's
A reminder
it's
of
so
our first failure as well.
yeah, it's so sad having it sit there and doing nothing. So we started to talk.
Yeah, we started chatting. And we had this crazy idea that us two, with our 2 years of experience in this field, we should design our own single PCB monosynth,
Right.
inspired by this SoundLab Mini, but going much further. And not using the actual components from the SoundLab
No.
Mini, but our own designs or classic designs.
Things we did over the past 2 years, like a VCO based on a 3340 chip,
Filters based on a 3320.
and we actually had the idea to put in a bit crusher as a sample and hold, things like that.
And we wanted this to be not just semi-modular, but with a more modular approach. I mean, you can't replace modules, but we wanted to have all the connectivity that a modular synth has, but in a single mono synth where you don't need a single patch cable in order to play it, with an attached keyboard as well. So we wanted this to be one single instrument that you can just take on the road and use. And we wanted to have as many sound creatability as possible, as much magic.
Yeah, we're fantasizing quite a lot about this.
Yeah, and then a week later, last Sunday, we actually had a PCB designed and a faceplate design. And for a project like this, you need a name. And that took also about a week of thinking. And finally, Niels came up with Quantum FS. The FS standing for Father and Synthesizer, obviously. And we had a quick Google. There's not really such a thing. I think there was a software synth with the same name or something, but nothing that would cause any problems. And we wanted to keep you updated on the progress of this, but we didn't want it to take over the main show. So coming soon, we're going to be doing a mini-series, just 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 per episode, weekly if possible, to show you the progress on this synthesizer. From the very first sound coming from the first oscillator to the finished, polished product. And yeah, that's what we wanted to say today. And thank you very much for watching. We hope to see you again next week. We hope you watch the mini-series. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe and do all of those other YouTubey things. And remember, stay curious!